I was right here on this exact same spot about 5 weeks ago on May 11th-ish. I came here and I moved most of these seedlings here on this bed. These are right here, this section are mostly flowers. I have dahlias, marigolds, celosia. I have this purple millet grass that I'm going to get you really close and show you how they are developing. I also have some straw flowers. I have some rudbeckia. I am very excited about the rudbeckia, but this is just 5 weeks of growth that this whole little corner is putting up, and my gosh, they are so happy, but they need to be supported because this straw flower right here, this one is like sideways already and it's crashing my dahlia right there in the middle. So I am going to be working on staking a few things today. Some of the dahlias, you guys, are already starting to bloom. I have a few things that I want to show you. Overall, the garden is waking up. The garden is doing amazing. Very excited about everything. This bed right here on the other side where I was just standing is also going to need some staking because the plants are just getting a little too tall and they definitely need the support. I got a bunch of these stakes, these wooden stakes at my local hardware garden center. These are about 4 feet tall. I think they're about 4 feet tall. And they have like a pointy end where I am going to be placing this in the soil. And hopefully, because of my soil here in my raised beds is nice and soft somewhat, hopefully I don't have to fight this too much going in there. But my idea for the front part of these raised beds anyway, where I have all of the flowers that need the support, my idea is to just build a box. So I'm going to put 2 stakes in the sides and 2 stakes on the other side and 1 in the middle. So what I'm going to be doing here soon, I am going to be grabbing some string and I am just going to be basically running the string around the cage and through the middle stake, and hopefully that gives this plant some sort of support, because I thought about putting a stake on each plant individually, but I will need like 10 to 12 stakes just on one bed just to keep the plant somewhat straight up, and that's just going to be a lot of them. I don't want to be just like putting stakes everywhere. So I think that just keeping 5 of them and using some sort of string to keep them somewhat straight is going to work. There are a lot of ways that you can do this. People use the nets, and I thought about using some sort of netting when these guys were little. But you know, he just got away from me and they're already way too big for me trying to net them. But this is going to work great. So let's start. Well, that sucks. This sucks. Okay. Oh. All right, let's try this guy. This guy might look like it's leaning a little bit more towards the outside of the bed, but I know that once I start stringing, like if I pull a string towards that side, then it's just going to try to pull it that way. So that's my thinking behind it anyway. One is somewhat done. I just gotta come here and maybe help the plants. Like this marigold right here needs to be a little bit closer to the middle. I am going to singly attach that one to maybe that guy over there on the back. But overall, I think everything is looking pretty good. I had a problem with one of these guys. I guess I was hitting on it too hard and I broke it. So I have a little chunk of wood stuck underneath the soil there. But I really like these guys. And I got this string. This is just regular string that I got from Menards. I think these guys are gonna be working really good here for the flowers. And this is just the growth that it happened in the first 5 weeks that these plants have been here. Just imagine in 5 more weeks how much more amazing these guys are gonna be. And my dahlias, a lot of my dahlias here in these raised beds are already getting ready to open. So the beautiful, beautiful dahlias that I have in those grow bags are doing amazing, you guys. I only gave them a little bit of fertilizer once after I planted them, and they are doing great. I have 2 of them already blooming. The red one is this Arabian Night that I just love. I just love, love. And this other peachy orange one is also, my gosh, it's really becoming one of my favorites, and it hasn't even fully opened yet. I have been concentrated on attaching the growth of the dahlias, all of the stems, to the main trellis, the diamond trellis that is attached to the wall. I have been trying to just keep the plants happy, and I already did a little bit of attaching earlier in the year, and I also have been trying to keep the honeysuckle that I'm going to be giving a huge pruning here soon. I have been trying to cut the stems, the vines that are right in front of the dahlias, so that they don't get any shade to the dahlias. And so far, like I mentioned, the dahlias are doing amazing. These are probably the healthiest dahlias that I have grown in my garden. I think that the combination of being in grow bags and just having one single plant per grow bag is definitely something that they like. And like I said, as far as fertilizing goes, I have only given them fertilizer once. It was a liquid fertilizer. I had to show you here in a minute which one I'm using, but they are really loving it, and I am very excited for these guys right here. This is the fertilizer that I have been using for my dahlias, and I saw this guy at one of my local garden nurseries that I visit, Sundown Gardens, and I was looking at it, and I decided, why not? It is supposed to be for blooming plantings. You can also use them for vegetables, so I really like it so far. It was a little bit on the expensive side. I think this was close to $40, if I can't remember. Yeah, $39.99. So it is a 4-pound size, so it's going to last me hopefully a while. And it's one that you dissolve with water, obviously, and you just water your plants regularly. I have been trying to use a little bit less than what the amount recommended. This is just a personal thing. The amount of NPK is 10, 30, 20, if you're wondering, which is a lot. I normally stick with the fives when it comes to those numbers, but it's supposed to be 1 tablespoon, one size of this per gallon of water. These are 2-gallon containers, so I have been doing a little bit less than that. That's just me. And like I said, my dahlias have only gotten 1 dose of this kind of fertilizer. I don't really think that they need a lot, especially because I mixed that soil where they are in the grow bags. I added fertilizer when I planted those dahlias, if you remember. So I am not worried that they are lacking on nutrients, but this year I really do want to make sure that they get as much as possible. I am the worst when it comes to keeping a schedule for fertilizer for fertilizing my annuals. So by far they're doing well. I have been doing 2 doses. It will be the second one with this one, so we'll see how they do. I'm hoping that they can really be the best as far as dahlias this year that I grow in my gardens. And whenever I water with fertilizer, especially, I just want to make sure that I just want to make sure that I give them plenty of water, just like I will do any other watering. And I don't know. Hopefully, the roots get to absorb all of these. The cool thing about this fertilizer is that you can apply it to the foliage, and it's supposed to help the plants as well. So. Perfect. I started majority of these annuals in these containers right here. All of the sweet alyssum, the calendula, the foxgloves, and the supertunias. My goodness, the supertunias are just doing so amazing, you guys. This is my first year trying petunias from seed, and they were so easy and they were so amazing indoors that I am definitely going to be trying way petunias for the following years. I absolutely love how easy they were to grow and they look amazing. I love this color right here. Some of you have been asking about my snail vine that I started from seed. I have them in 2 locations, and one of them is right here. I have it in a container with its sweet alyssum, and I definitely have to give it some support, some sort of trellis, because it is right now attaching itself on the irrigation tubing that I have going to these little window bags. And I'm not gonna lie, I love that because it kind of hides the irrigation tube in there, but it is definitely getting attached to the supertunias as well. And I just want to guide it. It's going sideways here over here too, and I just want to make sure that I give it a little bit of trellising. My idea is to get something that I can attach to the window bags. So hopefully that's my next little project. The other spot where I have my other snail vine, it's right here. It's growing up on this arbor. And if you guys remember, this side of the arbor, that's where I had my other clematis that I thought that it had died because of the winter temperatures, and it did die all the way to the ground. And I did had a couple of new growth coming from the ground. I didn't think it was going to be doing a lot this year, and that's why I put this snail vine right here on the side. But actually this vine, this clematis, surprised me, and my gosh, it is at least 8 feet tall on this trellis, and it's blooming. Like, I feel like the winter temperatures when they killed it, when it got killed all the way to the ground, and just kind of push it to, be stronger and healthier. But anyway, the snail vine is growing right here on the trellis, and I feel like both of them are growing really slowly. I definitely don't see any signs of flowers yet, but I know that they can take a while to show up. This guy right here is on the east side of the house, so it gets definitely less amount of sun, but the one by the window bags gets full sun all day. So hopefully I can get at least a few flowers from one or the other. But this is my snail vine right here, growing up this trellis. I think it's right about here. Right about here is where it stops. Like I said, it's not doing like super amazing, but it's not dying either. So I'm thankful that it's still alive. Also, I want to show you an update on my lovely standard hydrangeas that I tried from cuttings. These are basically the cuttings that I took from my hydrangeas last spring. Not this spring, but 2 springs ago. And they were in a container. My idea was to have one regular shrub. I put a bunch of sticks after I pruned my hydrangeas in the spring of 2022. I put them in a container. A lot of them did root. A lot of them rooted. A lot of them did amazing. And I left that one container with all of those cuttings outside, and the winter temperatures probably didn't help. So only 2 of them came back from that one container, and I decided to divide them because there was no way that I just wanted to do one shrub with 2 sticks there. I showed you earlier in the spring how I separated them from the one container where they were, and here's the proof that they're doing amazing. Some of you were really worried that I took a lot because they had a few grows going up, but the goal right now, the goal this year, is to kind of give them a little bit of shape. Even if they don't bloom, at least they get, you know, the standard hydrangea shape, which is like the tree shape. So here they are. Since I have my fertilizer out and ready, I am going to give them some fertilizer. They have not gotten any fertilizer, and you kind of probably are able to see. I'll show you here a little close up. The leaves are starting to get a little bit yellowish. Now that could be 2 things: lack of nitrogen or too much water. So I am definitely going to keep an eye on the watering, but I'm definitely going to give them a little bit of drink because I don't think that I added any fertilizer to this soil when I first moved them here. But here they are, and they look amazing, you guys. They absolutely look amazing in my opinion. So very easy to do. I am going to leave links to the videos. If this is the first time that you're watching this and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I am going to put links to where I explain how I did this and all of that. So I'm going to finish fertilizing the things that I want to do. I am definitely not going to give these nasturtiums fertilizer because they are definitely pretty good. But I will give my dahlias in the ground and my dahlias in my raised bed some fertilizer because they haven't gotten any. So thank you for being here, you guys, and until next time.